On some days, a full calendar may end the day, but the most crucial work remains untouched. Priorities often shift, and what seemed important at the beginning of the day might not be so by the end. Effective time management requires not just scheduling, but also recognizing what truly needs attention. Sometimes, the most pressing tasks are those that require immediate action rather than scheduling. It is essential to reassess goals and priorities regularly to ensure productivity and effectiveness. Delegating tasks to others can free up time for more critical work that requires your unique expertise. Learning to say no to less important tasks can help maintain focus on what truly matters. Regular breaks can also enhance productivity by allowing the mind to rest and recharge. Finally, reflecting on the day's accomplishments can provide motivation for the next day's work. Consistently applying these strategies can lead to more productive and fulfilling days. The core rule is to identify the biggest task and complete it before anything else competes for attention. This works because early completion removes mental drag and frees capacity for the smaller tasks that follow. The best first task is the one with the greatest impact, even if it feels harder than everything else. Once it is finished, the day shifts from avoidance into momentum as progress becomes visible and measurable. A common pattern is starting with email, then jumping between requests until no block of time remains. Another pattern is choosing one high-value task, starting immediately, and refusing to switch until a clear milestone is reached. This approach aligns with the idea that output improves when priorities guide action rather than mood. It also reduces stress because unfinished major work no longer haunts the rest of the schedule. Choose tomorrow's hardest task before leaving work and define the first physical step to begin it. Then begin that step first and stay with it long enough to create a real win early in the day. Clarity begins when you decide exactly what you want, rather than keeping goals as vague hopes. Writing the goal forces precision, as words on paper quickly expose confusion and missing details. Clear goals matter because they make daily priorities easier to rank, and distractions lose their appeal. Without a written target, tasks multiply, and the day fills with activity that does not move results. One person writes a single measurable outcome, then lists every step needed to reach it. Another person keeps the goal in their head, but reacts to interruptions and forgets the next action. This contrast shows that written goals create a practical map, while mental goals remain abstract and fragile. It also supports the broader approach of choosing what matters before scheduling, because direction comes first. Set a deadline. List the steps and organise them in sequence so the work can start immediately. Do at least one action every day that moves the goal forward, even if the step is small. Planning is about bringing the future into the present, so that actions are chosen rather than improvised under pressure. A written plan works because it transforms intentions into a sequence, reducing hesitation and second-guessing. Time is improved because minutes spent planning prevent long stretches of rework, wandering, and delayed starts. A list keeps attention on what matters, so that urgent noise does not steal the best hours. One approach is to start the day by making a short list, then checking items off in order. Another approach is to start working without a list, but then often forgets key tasks and scrambles to remember them later. This reinforces the idea that progress follows structure, because the plan creates space for the hardest work. It also supports discipline, as a written list becomes a commitment that is harder to ignore. Keep a master list, build a daily list from it, and review the list before starting any major work. If planning on paper helps you finish important work, subscribe for more methods to structure your days and beat delays. The 80-20 rule means that a small number of activities produce most results, so prioritizing is a choice about impact. The mechanism involves separating high-value tasks from low-value ones and investing time where the return is highest. Thinking about long-term consequences strengthens this filter, as it matters more than short-term comfort. When you predict the outcomes of completing or ignoring key tasks, the right choice becomes clear. Some people fill their day with many small tasks because they feel safe and finished work provides comfort. Others choose one or two vital tasks, accept temporary discomfort, and earn outcomes that make later work easier. This idea ties back to the core thesis that beating procrastination means choosing value over ease every day. It also supports selective delay, as low-value tasks can be postponed without harming results. Create a list of posteriorities, the tasks you will intentionally delay, so your schedule protects the vital few. Before starting, ask which task will matter most in 6 months and commit to that task first. The ABCDE method ranks tasks by importance, from must-do items to activities that can be dropped or delegated. It works by forcing a decision, as each task gets a letter and A tasks take precedence. Results improve because unfinished A tasks carry real costs, while most C tasks change little if delayed. Over time, this reduces overload, as saying no to low-value items creates time for meaningful work. A salesperson with a long list of duties asked her boss which activities drove most of her income. He identified 3 tasks that produced the most value, and focusing on them quickly improved her results. This shows how the method links to the thesis, as clarity about A tasks makes starting easier. It also pairs well with single handling, meaning working on one task until it is complete. Write every task, label each as A through E, and break the top A item into the next clear action. Start the A1 action now and keep working until a defined stopping point is reached and recorded. The core shift involves replacing reactive busyness with deliberate choices about what truly matters each day. Finishing the most challenging task first makes the rest of the day lighter and easier to manage. Clear written goals provide direction, and planning on paper turns that direction into concrete daily actions. Tools like 80-20 thinking and ABCDE ranking help focus on tasks that produce real results. Creative procrastination protects time by postponing low-value work, while single handling prevents constant switching. These mechanisms compound, as each completed priority builds confidence and makes the next start less daunting. Begin today by listing your goals, your A1 task, and the first action needed to start it on one page. Then plan tomorrow before stopping work so the morning starts with purpose rather than confusion. Small daily choices toward the vital few transform productivity into a reliable personal habit. To ensure steady follow-through on priorities, subscribe for more practical routines that make action the default.